The latest coming in from the neighborhood. Reports of deadly suicide and bomb attacks hitting Balochistan as Pakistan forces kill 145 militants after attacks in Balochistan. We're told Pakistan saw one of its largest attacks by Baloch rebels in decades over the weekend on Saturday, where across Balochistan, rebels from the Balochistan Liberation Army, the BLA, carried out coordinated suicide bombings and attacks targeting civilians, also targeting police, military and paramilitary installations, marking one of the deadliest days in the province. We've got dramatic visuals coming in from Balochistan province now. There have been simultaneous attacks, we're told, in cities of Quetta, Torbad, Panjgur and Gwadar. And latest visuals coming in from Pakistan. This as the dust of another deadly conflict settles over the scarred ridges of Suleiman and Kirthar ranges in Balochistan, Pakistan's largest but mostly sparsely populated province. A volatile mix of long-ignored grievances, a brutal rebellion, also proxy wars and high-stakes geopolitics erupts again. Aditya has been tracking the fierce battle that's been unfolding since Saturday. He joins us with all the details we need to know at the moment. Aditya, we're given to understand at least nearly 200 people have been killed in the latest escalation on the regional conflict. Break down for us what has fueled this violence in Balochistan.
Well, Balochistan has been burning over the decades continuously, but the human rights violations and the persecution and suppression continues all across. In the latest reports over the last 3 days, there have been deadly attacks by the BLA, which is a separatist group seeking freedom from the Pakistani control. And as of now, the Baloch groups have issued several statements in which they've said that more than 200 Pakistan Army personnel have been killed, more than 12 district centers and cities have been captured, a lot of markets as well, including Gwadar, including Quetta, Tump, and several other locations as well. In fact, more interesting in these attacks is that women fighters of the BLA have joined in. In fact, Asima Mangal is one name and photograph that has been released by the BLA, who was a suicide bomber that attacked the Pakistani military camp in Balochistan. The Pakistan government has given a muted response to the attacks that have happened, but these are the biggest coordinated attacks that we have seen over the last 2 to 3 years in Balochistan. So as of now, the situation remains grim. Over the last few hours, there is an eerie calm across Balochistan, but over the last 2 days, particularly on Saturday, we saw continuous attacks taking place in Balochistan. We saw several people being killed. The local Pakistan government has said that till now 31 civilians have been killed, and at least 18 to 20 of these fighters have been killed as well. The official numbers are not clear right now because the Pakistan Army personnel who have been killed has not been acknowledged yet by the Pakistan Army. But 18 of these fighters certainly have been killed. That has been acknowledged by the BLA as well. So very, very dramatic visuals coming across from Balochistan, particularly from Saturday, where intense clashes were reported in at least 12 different locations across Balochistan. So it's a very sensitive situation for Pakistan, particularly for the Pakistan Army Chief Asim Munir, who continues to battle these massive security nightmares for the Pakistan Army and the Frontier Corps. Several of the Frontier Corps military camps in Balochistan have come under direct attack. A lot of these government buildings and markets have been captured by the BLA on Saturday. The visuals were out in open, which BLA fighters with guns in their hands were capturing all these locations. They said the civilians are not their target. Their main target is the Pakistan Army, the Frontier Corps and the Pakistan government, who have been indulging in human rights violations and suppression over the last many years. So this indicates the situation that is grim in Balochistan, and also how Balochistan has been hidden completely from the common people. International media is completely banned from there. The local media is also not allowed to report extensively from Balochistan or the freedom struggle that is being led by BLA and also several civilian groups.
Well, Balochistan is a land of haunting dualities, as we've been observing, Aditya. Meanwhile, break down the government's response for us in Pakistan. Islamabad's response to separatist attacks, once meticulously framed, is now routine occurrence, it seems.
Yes, there has been several crackdowns that have been visible in Balochistan. What we have witnessed over the last many years is that innocent civilians get caught in this, and Pakistan Army continuously does crackdown. In fact, enforced disappearances is one major issue in Balochistan, where common civilians who raise their voice are illegally abducted by the Pakistan Army and the Frontier Corps, and they have nowhere else to go. For years together, human rights groups have raised alarm of how continuously there have been reports of enforced disappearances. Close to more than 30 to 40,000 people who have been abducted. Many of their dead bodies are released years later after many years, and mass graves have been revealed in many occurrences as well. So as of now, Pakistan Army and the Frontier Corps plan to do further crackdowns against the Baloch civilians and the BLA. But parallel to the BLA, there is a civilian movement led by Baloch Yakjehti Committee that is led by the civilian groups who are raising alarm against the Pakistan Army and seek freedom, not just freedom, but also raise alarm over the natural resources that have been illegally occupied by the Pakistan Army and given to the Chinese.
We'll continue to track the situation brewing in Pakistan with you, Aditya. As always, thanks so much.